Oh my God. With our favorite fans fucking with us. Right? No, up here. Oh, sorry. Vent. What's cracking, guys? Omar Isuf here, back with another video. Back today to talk about the overhead press, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make and what is likely leading to you not maximizing your strength and thus your hypertrophy when it comes to the shoulders. I want to talk about a quick tip, and that is establishing thoracic extension first. You want to make sure that your body's stacked. So quads are flexed, core is tight, shoulders are set, bar is resting on the clavicle, so it's in a strong position. And then when you press, you want to make sure first that you have that initial extension, and it's okay if the bar drifts slightly in front of you. It has to, otherwise you're going to bap yourself in the chin, but not so much so, excessively so, where you lose position and now the bar is away from your center line and you're bleeding a lot of power. The biggest mistake, which I'm about to demonstrate, that people do is similar to the deadlift, where their hips will shoot up very early on, rapidly, and then from this position when their hips are all the way back, it's hard to lock it out. If you miss the overhead press above the eye, this is for you, and this is most people. Here's what I mean. So let's assume we have good technique, right? So we're here, we crank the shoulders, so we externally rotate, we get underneath it. It's resting on the clavicle, which means if someone's to push down, it'll still be stable. From here, when people begin, when it gets heavy, when it's light, they're okay. They press up and through, and it looks good. But the problem, when it gets heavy, they'll push their body back like this, and then from here, they're just stuck. Because the bar now, if we see from the side angle, the bar is so far away from my center line, from the power. Here versus here is a big difference in your pressing power. Your ability to press from here at eye level, from over here, is a tremendous difference. And what happened with most people, you've sacrificed a more optimal position to get the bar moving. And so I use that analogy of the deadlift because it's exactly the same thing. With the overhead press, what you first want to do is you want to focus on stacking, extending so you could press in that straight line, and then once you get it past your head, you're pushing the body through to make sure that the weight is over the center line of your body. So you don't want to be pressing away from you. And this is a sign of either core weakness, sign of just a structural technique deficiency, but you need to fix this. And you'll notice on my overhead press, when I hit that PR, when I hit 226, when I hit 220 pounds, that there is some backwards momentum because there's so much weight. I'm lifting more than my body weight upwards. There will be a little bit of a press forward, but you immediately want to rectify this before it becomes past the point of no return. And here's what I mean. When weight gets heavy and, okay, we get the shoulders set, cool, we get tight, it's fine after we have that thoracic extension. If we press up, and then we immediately get our body back underneath it. You want to get, as a general rule of thumb, your body or your head underneath the bar as soon as possible. So instead of going like this, and then we press, and then we're just stuck here, and then to try and come underneath it, you can't. You know, you're just in this really suboptimal no man's land because the shoulders in that position now, you're pressing away the core, you're losing tightness. The whole function, the radiation that happens in your hand, the whole function of the overhead press is really to teach people how to press or how to move in a stable position, how to have total body stability. So let's try and fix that. What I want you guys to focus on the overhead press is to externally rotate with the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then once it's set, once you actually have the bar on the clavicle here, it's resting comfortably strong, elbows are stacked, I want you to focus before you initiate the movement, and we can see, thanks to this stringer, elbowrascalapparel.com. It's not, it's sold out. You want to extend with the thoracic area from here, like so. So think you're putting a little bit of an arch, almost like you put an arch on the bench press. That doesn't mean you're jutting your ass out. So to be clear, quads flex, glutes flexed, and then from here, we extend a little bit and we press from this position. So it's actually not, we're not completely straight, we're actually arched slightly, core is being braced, and then we press. It's okay once again for the bar to move a little in front of you, but if you're not tight, if everything's not set right, you will press way too far in front of you and then you'll lose it. So here, quads are set, core is tight, and then from here, instead of being straight where elbows are down, think pushing your palms to the sky. So from here, we extend with the thoracic area like so. Everything is nice and stable, and then when we press, I actually like to look up, one, to avoid my chin. I got a prominent chin getting hit. But two, just to emphasize that point that we want to explode up, through, as opposed to up and back. And if you're tight enough, if you're focusing on squeezing with your core, with your glutes, this is rock solid. You're less likely then to bleed that power. Really, when it comes to the overhead press, it's different than the bench press. It's different than a lot of movements. I do think it's more similar to the deadlift because you initiate from a dead stop position. You need to generate that force. And we can't sacrifice a form and position for explosiveness. You should try and be as explosive as possible, but you're punching up into the air after you've extended the thoracic area, so shoulders are nice and stable. You press up and then back. The rule for everyone out there is to try and have the bar travel back towards you after it's past your head. Or another way of thinking it is to push your body through the bar. So once it's out, immediately come back underneath. And that's where you want to be. You'll notice that your pressing power increases. You'll notice that your form is more repeatable. I've seen this time and time again, and that's probably why for a lot of people, the overhead press, their bench comes up, their squat, their deadlift, their overhead press is in this weird no man's land because they haven't optimized their technique. But what ends up happening is that the form is inconsistent, and it gets very inconsistent the heavier they go up, where sometimes they're just not tight, they're shaking like a leaf. You want to avoid that. Implement these tips and you will experience a better, stronger overhead press. Let me know in the comment section below if you like this kind of raw, loose instructionals, as if I was instructing a trainee, someone that I was coaching, what I would do, where I'd walk them through this. Let me know if you like this style. And last but not least, on Kaizen, we just released a free 4-week beginner program, one that's barbell free and one that has a barbell for novice lifters, for those that have less than a year and a half of lifting experience. This is for you. We have a free 4-week program. Sign up, link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really like the overhead press. I've put in the time and effort to get a solid overhead press. I want to continue to increase it. This is probably the biggest mistake that I see once people get some of the fundamentals down, not staying underneath the bars they press up, pressing it too far in front of them, not getting that thoracic extension, and then not pushing up with the palms past with their hands, having the elbow in line with the wrist like so. So instead of back like this, we want to get it under. Anyways, got to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video, and I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Peace.
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.